Pulaski chicken. Why is that important? Welcome back in to another edition of Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. I'm Chris Yow.
I'm Scott Stewart.
And we are so glad to have you back this week. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you. Mayor's Corner features Pulaski Mayor J.J. Brindley. You got a lot of great information out of that.
Yes, I did.
It's going to be a fantastic interview, so make sure to stick around for that. Also, we're going to take you through Columbia's Arts District, where they are really making a lot of improvements for one of the coolest districts in all of Southern Middle Tennessee. Cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've also got, of course, the wrap. In this week's edition of Main Street Murray, on the front page, you can check out a feature I was able to do with Carla Peluso, a local chef who offers cooking classes in Columbia. So make sure to check that out and see if that might be something you would be interested in. Also, we've got a budget update from the city of Spring Hill, as well as a story on the legislature and Republican leadership with Scott Sapicki and some comments that he made in leaked audio. So you'll also find that as well. And of course, updates from across the Maury County Commission. Plenty of stuff going on inside Main Street Murray. Yeah. So make sure to pick up the paper today, Wednesday, or anytime after, and subscribe at mainstreetmurray.com. What's in this week's paper in the Pulaski Citizen?
Man, I got to say, I'm always amazed you can do that off the top of your head. I can't remember mine. First of all, the eagle is flying straight on the Giles County Courthouse, and that's on the front page of the newspaper. We've got pictures. I don't know if any of you guys know about it, but they had about a crane in here. They took it down, they straightened it out, they got it back up there. So the eagle is flying straight again, and that's the main feature on the front page this week. Talk about J.J. Brindley. He's going to tell us a little bit more about it. This Saturday is Keeping Pulaski Clean Day. Just a real quick note, the gazebo, 9 to 11, Saturday. And anybody that wants to help keep our community clean, just a couple hours is all they're asking. And we can all be proud of our community. J.J. will tell us more about that. Megan Morris is our Citizen Spotlight. We talk about the Giles County Commission. The EMS building has been a big topic of conversation for about 15 years now, and they're pinning that down, and I've got an article on that. Also an article about the county talking more, getting into the agri-park discussion business, the agri-park discussion, because there's a lot of questions about how the agri-park should be operated, and so there's a big story on that as well. I got Board of Mayor and Aldermen's coming out my ears, Chris. I got department. So a lot of going on in our community that involves government. Government's going on. By the way, just a quick update. I will probably be putting up, hopefully, if I got time, next couple of days on the website. We had our first 5 o'clock p.m. Giles County Commission meeting last night, yesterday. Of course, it didn't make the paper this week, but I intend to put it on the website here just as quick as I can get it written up. So you guys that are on Pulaski Citizen Live, PulaskiCitizen.com, you can go there and see that story later, and you can actually watch it on Pulaski Citizen Live YouTube channel. So there you go.
That's always important. You know, if you are interested in what's going on in your local government, you can either decipher it for yourself by watching it on Pulaski Citizen Live, or you can wait for Scott to tell you what the most important parts were.
Right, exactly.
On PulaskiCitizen.com.
That's exactly right.
That is our job. We are supposed to tell you and explain to you guys what is the most important thing coming out of your local governments. And save
you all the extraneous stuff.
The time and energy, absolutely. So again, we appreciate it. Stay tuned for more on Mornings on Main Street. We've got Wade Neely, and Mo Patton is back from his vacation, so he'll be on our sports update. All of that and much, much more on Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee.
Having a good, confident smile and being able to portray that positivity to others is really helpful.
A professional family atmosphere is what we get every time we come here.
Our hygienists do a better job at kind of assessing mouths and coming up with plans than most dentists do.
They're very kind and they're very aware of other people.
I think if there's things that I would want you to leave here with, I want you to feel like you were heard, that we listened to you, and I want you to feel like that your concerns were addressed.
Attention Tennessee homeowners, we want to buy your house. Hi, we are Real Property Solutions, a local real estate investing group. We pay cash for all types of property, so you walk away with more money in your pocket because we eliminate any fees, closing costs, and commissions. Now, the best part? We can buy your house as is, meaning you don't have to do a thing to your property. You get to take what you want, leave what you don't, and don't even worry about cleaning. We close on your timeline, whether that's 7 days or 70 days. Interested in selling? Just give us a call and we'll come out to your property and quote you a cash offer within 24 hours. Please call 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750.
All right, thank you. Welcome in. Scott Stewart here with you, Pulaski Citizen, Main Street Media, and we are in Pulaski City Hall, and I'm with Pulaski Mayor J.J. Brindley. Hey, J.J., how you doing, buddy?
Doing fine, Mr. Scott, and you?
Doing great. Good. So, yeah, J.J. has been our mayor now for about 4 months, elected back in November. J.J., it's been a pretty tumultuous 4 months. I mean, you've had a lot to do in your first 4 months, and one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was just kind of what you may have felt like it was one of your biggest accomplishments so far as the mayor of Pulaski.
Sure. Yeah, with the first few months, I got sworn in November, and our first meetings were in January,
Right.
So just getting your feet wet. But the first accomplishments, I feel like, is earning the trust of all the city employees. And I'm still working on that.
Sure.
Great people. But the first couple of weeks here, we had the issues with the TVA rolling blackouts.
Right.
That was the first in history that we dealt with, and then we had a lot of water issues going on.
All the lines froze up.
Yes.
So yeah, you were baptized by water and fire. I'd say water and electricity.
Yes, sir.
What did you learn in that? I mean, that was a pretty. That had to be. First of all, I know it was stressful, but for somebody who just walked in the door and became mayor, tell me what you learned out of that. Now looking back at it.
Sure. The first thing, there was you had to go full blast and figure out what the issue was, what was causing this, why were we in this spot, what could we have prevented to do differently, and the things that were to come out of all of it is there's some issues that we can fix on our end. There's ways that other people can fix on their end as well, but mainly is basically being thrown in the deep end with somebody putting the foot over your head and learning quick. And I think I learned a lot of respect with my coworkers and people out in the fields, understanding that, hey, I want to be there. I was a part of it the entire time. We've had several meetings held at the water plant to say, hey, what can we do to prevent this now that this is over? And but let's not just let this be a scar. Let's figure out how we can fix this, and had a lot of good input in with the employees. I want to hear about the people that are actually out there working. What are their opinions?
Right,
What can
exactly.
they do? Because they know more than anything.
Well, what maybe has been one of your biggest challenges so far outside the actual challenge of those two events that you had? What else have you seen that may be one of the challenges that people may not realize for the mayor?
It's not been in office long, and it's you still have everybody, and I'm so proud. You have so many people coming at you every day wanting to meet with you and I try to make time for everyone. If I have to meet at nighttime, it's what you do. But it's the challenge is being at everything, because everybody wants you there, and I want and just the passion I have behind this, I want to be at everything,
exactly,
and I pretty much have been, and but it's just people understanding, and it's been great support all over, but the challenging thing is just being everywhere at once. Like there's two things I want to be at today at lunch that I have a city council meeting. So, but people understand that really do.
Talk about your board. What have you learned about your board so far?
I'm thankful. I can't say it enough to have such a great board. We all have a great working relationship, and I consider every one of us friends. I think I can speak for everyone that sits on this panel with me. But you have Mr. Massey. Randy Massey has a lot of experience. He's in a little bit of everything. He's a businessman. Miss Miles, she brings a lot to the table because she's been involved in this for so long. Mr. Worsham, he's been great to lean on. He had a lot of good information, and you can always count on Mr. Worsham being there. Vice Mayor Ricky Keith has been great. Him and I have formed a great relationship. That was one thing that I wanted to really, Vice Mayor, to be out there and doing things, and I wanted all the aldermen to be involved, and we've worked really hard on that. But obviously, you have Mr. Terry Harrison sits here. He's our city administrator. He wears a lot of hats. People would be surprised if you just come sit in one day and to see how hard he truly works. Mr. Gentry, Tony Gentry, came in the same time I did, so he's new to the game just like me. And Tony's, we texted the other night. I really like Tony. Tony has I enjoy his conversation, and he's got a bright future here for what he brings to the table. And then there's Mr. Bryant, and everybody knows Mr. Bryant. Yeah. He's a hard worker, hard charging man with a lot of experience in everything, his business and his work. I would be lost without this board. And this, the people focus a lot of times focus on just the mayor, but it's everyone up here, and they work extremely hard.
So talk about the city's employees.
Yeah,
I think they're the heart and soul of our city, and I know you want to say something about
that. They are the heart and soul. They're the number one asset to this whole community. We'd be lost without them. The ladies up front, they're the ones they work extremely hard. Yeah. They're the ones getting phone calls left and right. You'd be surprised some of the phone calls that come through here. But
no, I would not.
They are extremely hardworking people. You always walk in, they got a smile on their face. There's nothing that I've ever asked them to do that they haven't done, and they help me as though I'm learning as well.
We have coming up, and keeping the first ever Keeping Pulaski Clean Day, and that's something you came up with. So talk about your idea, what you were trying to do, and we'll give some details on it.
Sure. We during my campaign is one thing that I've talked about. I wanted to see things a little bit more taking pride and ownership with UT Southern, TCAT, and everything being here. And as we recruit more industry to come into this town, the first impressions are very huge. Absolutely. And we have a beautiful downtown. We have a beautiful county. Giles County is a beautiful place. We talked several times. I was wanting to do talk about doing cleanup day. Just different ways. And Mr. Bryant said, "Well, I'll just do a cleanup day." And I was like, yes, that's exactly, it took the words out of my mouth, what I was trying to come up with. So this is the first annual Keeping Pulaski Clean Day. It's going to be April 22nd. That's a Saturday. And the times are going to be from 9 to 11. So it's just 2 hours. We're asking people to come out. We're meeting at the gazebo on the courthouse lawn, where we'll have everything supplied, what you need for the event. But we're just asking that please come give 2 hours. If it's a business, private citizens, civic groups, churches, whatever. We've had great response with this, and we lock arms in this. I've talked to a lot of people that's already cleaned up their businesses, the entrances into these towns. So we're really excited about this.
Yeah, we ought to be proud of it. So thank you for spearheading that. JJ, I appreciate you taking Mr. Mayor. I'm going to
no,
Mayor, I appreciate you taking a little bit of time with us. We'll do this on a regular occasion through Main Street Media. And do this so that folks can know what's going on. So we look forward to doing it again. But thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handlers supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Welcome to the Columbia Arts District, one of the most vibrant communities in all of Columbia and Maury County, where every place and everyone has a story. I'm Chris Yow, and I'm going to tell you just a few of those stories this week in Maury County. Columbia's Arts District is thriving while also undergoing a makeover that will undoubtedly create a welcoming environment for both locals and visitors to the Temple of the Universe. A $2.1 million streetscape project on Garden Street said to include paving, utility relocation, and additional space for community art visibility, coupled with the $830,000 sidewalk project on South High Street, will transform an already vibrant neighborhood into another unique place to be for local events, shopping, and eating, in addition to the city's booming downtown.
As we stand here, we overhear the work that's being performed now on South Garden Street with respect to the streetscape project. That is really the biggest investment that we've made, single investment anyway, approximately $2.1 million being spent on a streetscape project that will really enhance the welcomeness feel to the Arts District, certainly the entry point of it, and just shows the city's commitment to continuing to see this district thrive.
The district, established in 2016, allows additional property rights for owners and tenants for properties within the special zoning overlay limited for use of artists, artisans, and the establishment of artistic and creative enterprises, workshops, and retail living spaces, regardless of existing zoning classifications. Because of that distinction, the number of businesses and housing projects in the district have skyrocketed, which has caught the attention of national brands such as Bradley Mountain, a San Diego business that has since relocated to the district.
So we are a leather goods manufacturer, and we also do a lot of apparel and all American made goods. We were really hunting for just a place that we felt like had a lot of growth potential, a lot of excitement around it, and we just love the character, the old industrial buildings. And actually we found this spot, met the landlord here. They're amazing people to work with, the Garrow family. And we've kind of later found out that the city was doing the renovations on Garden Street here.
Business owners are being drawn to the district for the vibe businesses and shoppers have created over the last few years. Travis Mitchell, who recently opened his hairstyling shop inside Cult Persona, located on the top floor of the Columbia Arts Building, said being around other creatives is what drew he and his wife to the district for their business.
We're creatives. My wife and I are creatives, and artists come in many forms and shapes and sizes. And I'm a hairstylist. I cut men's hair, women's hair, and for me, it is art, and it is creating shapes and silhouettes, and what better place to submerge yourself in that type of work than around other creatives and other artists and being inspired by people who paint, people who do sculpture, metalwork, woodworking. It's all art to us, and I just think that that's really cool, and it's really inspiring, and it helps us hone in our craft, and we just really dig being part of a community in the Arts District here. That we're just surrounded by like-minded people in that way.
The cab has a number of tenants, including the popular sandwich shop Ollie and Finn's, Counter, and Bad Idea Brewing, but also features shopping on the first floor as well. Though according to Butler stationery owner Jonathan Butler, that's one of the better kept secrets in town.
Biggest hindrance we have is just the first floor of the cab. Most people don't realize there's a first floor. They think the first floor is upstairs where the food is. So,
while the downtown square and the spokes from that area get much deserved recognition, this is where the city can show off that personality.
We also talk a lot about our downtown being an attraction and almost a tourist attraction. I mean, every time we hear from visitors, they talk about just the beauty of our historic downtown. We like that. We embrace that. We want to continue that. But I also happen to believe that this Arts District is a natural spillover from that downtown. And so trying to find ways to further connect downtown and the Arts District together so that when folks come downtown, they don't just leave after they visited our downtown. They're enticed to stay.
Mayor Chaz Mulder said he believes on a personal level the district is something that can unite Columbia residents with a common thread.
Well, I've always said that you'd be hard-pressed to find a vibrant community that does not also have a vibrant quality of life. I think art brings people together, and I also want to live in a community that is united by what brings them together instead of divided by what separates them, and the Arts District also has a piece of that.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Attention Tennessee homeowners, we want to buy your house. Hi, we are Real Property Solutions, a local real estate investing group. We pay cash for all types of property, so you walk away with more money in your pocket because we eliminate any fees, closing costs, and commissions. Now the best part, we can buy your house as is, meaning you don't have to do a thing to your property. You get to take what you want, leave what you don't, and don't even worry about cleaning. We close on your timeline, whether that's 7 days or 70 days. Interested in selling? Just give us a call and we'll come out to your property and quote you a cash offer within 24 hours. Please call 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750.
Welcome back into Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. It's time now for our sports update, and I have with me the two sports editors, of course, Maurice Patton in Murray County and Wade Neely in Pulaski at the Pulaski Citizen. We'll start in Murray County. Mo, what's in the paper this week, and what can we expect to see from you throughout the rest of this week?
Well, Chris, it's been a pretty eventful week. We've got a pretty nice selection in the sports section for Main Street Murray this week, including a piece on Murray County Public Schools Athletics Director Chris Pointer making a presentation to the TSSAA Legislative Council earlier this week on what was termed a fan ban, but a way to kind of standardize addressing unruly high school sports fans that rise to the level of ejections, and how they could, again, kind of standardize the response to that from school to school. And that's something that the state office and the Legislative Council will continue to work on over the summer, with hopes of maybe ratifying something officially for the upcoming school year. So y'all better be on your P's and Q's out there once we get to the fall. Also, some coaching changes. Earlier this offseason, Jim Fay stepped down as boys basketball coach at Summit. Well, one of his assistants, Trey Tate, was hired late last week as the head coach at Mount Juliet. So they are the cupboard for coaches is getting a little bare over at Summit, and even more so with recent news that girls basketball coach John Wild will be coming across the line into Murray County. He'll be taking over the girls basketball coaching position and as athletics director at Santa Fe. So the 600 game winner, the BCAT Hall of Fame member John Wild, taking on a new role at Class 1A Santa Fe. Also in this week's Main Street Murray sports section, a couple of Spring Hill baseball players had their numbers retired over the weekend. Gage Gillian, who went on and played at North Carolina, Bryson Thomas, who played at MTSU. Both of them were key performers in Spring Hill's 2016 Class AA state championship run. So those two guys were honored over the weekend. Speaking of Spring Hill, this year's Raiders are among 6 teams in the area that are listed in this week's Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association top 10s for the various classifications. Also, horning in on Wade just a second, Richland comes in at number 7 in Class 1A. So Spring Hill is at number 7 in Class 3A. And if you want to see more on that, you can go to this week's paper or go to the website at mainstreetmurray.com. Later this week, Spring Hill hosts Giles County on the Diamond. That is a Thursday matchup at 6:30. So come on out and check that out. The Raiders, again, number 7 in the state in Class 3A. And that about covers it in Murray County this week, I think, Chris.
Sounds great. Wade, what have you got going on?
Busy times, kind of just like Mo has said. We, in the blink of an eye, we have already eclipsed the halfway mark of our spring sports calendar. And Pulaski Citizen is there to cover you guys in and around Giles County. Biggest news is a story that ran online a couple of weeks ago, but we finally got it in print. The head coach for your Final Four Bobcat boys basketball team. Nick Campbell receiving his Coach of the Year award. That's in print this week. Finally got his trophy, finally got his celebratory photo. So good to see Coach Campbell, after a great season at the helm, get his recognition there. We had a good recap on a wild week last week for the Giles County Baseball Bobcats. They split a series versus Summertown, won a home game that we did on Pulaski Citizen Live, and then dropped a absolute heartbreaker in 8 innings the next night. So that was kind of what was in print this week. We also, as always, had a little, we did have a little bit of local flavor also between Giles County and Richland on the soccer pitch. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. Head coach Matthew Ogeron getting a nice win for the Bobcats as they kind of continue to play pretty well this year. But I was going to say, as always, we'd be remiss if we didn't remind everybody that a former Martin Methodist College Hall of Famer, Mr. Larry Woody, you can read his column in our print edition each and every single week with Larry's Woods and Waters. That's always fun to read. And we also have a special feature by our staff writer, legendary coach, Mr. Johnny Phelps, owner of the Soda Pop Junction. He caught up with Larry, and those two shared some words of wisdom. So that was kind of fun to take down a trip down memory lane, so to speak. That was in this week's edition of the paper. Looking ahead to next week, we've already had a busy week thus far. Last night, Pulaski Citizen Live was at Sam Davis Park. The Giles County, Monday night, I should say, we were at Sam Davis Park. Giles County dropping a really tough game versus Loretto. Nearly got mercy ruled, but it was a close game early, but unfortunately got away from them. They'll play again on Tuesday night. And then Richland baseball taking on Culleoka this week. Richland soccer got a nice win versus Culleoka on Monday. And the big ticket items on our calendar this week are coming your way on Thursday, where Giles County softball will host Summertown in a rematch of a really hard-fought game a couple of weeks ago over on the north end of Lawrence County. Giles County falls in extra innings there. And the Lady Bobcats will look to try and get revenge Thursday. That's a 5 p.m. first pitch. We'll have the call on Pulaski Citizen Live. Just up the road in Linville, about an hour later, we'll also have another broadcast on Pulaski Citizen Live when the Richland Lady Raiders are set to welcome Collinwood. And that could be a huge game because Richland can go ahead and sew up the district championship. We did a game last week where they defeated Wayne County, and that has pretty much got them in prime position to win that, but they can make things official a little bit later this week.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it as always. This is Mornings on Main Street, Southern Middle Tennessee. Stay tuned. The weather is next.
They have always met wildest expectations as far as taking care of my teeth and my health. You know, teeth health is very important now to your heart. And I told him one day, I said, I'd love to have nice teeth and nice hair. And he said, well, I can take care of the teeth, but I can't take care of the hair. And I said, you can make my teeth? He said, yeah. I said, well, let's go for it. And he did. And I have been tremendously pleased. Dr. Hart, if you need him at night, he's here. This staff here will take care of you 24/7. You don't have to worry about, I can't get a hold of my dentist, my tooth's hurting. No. They will be here for you. And if I could get Dr. Hart to take that same artistry that he has and grow hair, then he would be double rich.
Hey folks, happy Wednesday to you. I'm Ben Luna here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center tracking a bunch of nothing across the area weather-wise today. Just a few clouds in the sky as we step through another beautiful day across the mid-state region. Here's Futurecast, and notice nothing's really moving behind me except the clock. It's going to be picture perfect for today. Temperatures also much warmer. We'll be eyeballing the low, maybe even mid-ish 80s south of I-40 as we head through this afternoon. Now, our nice weather streak is kind of going to come to an abrupt end, unfortunately, as we look ahead to your Thursday. Well, that's where we'll see clouds really starting to increase for tomorrow. Friday, we'll pick up a chance for a few showers in the morning and then more thunderstorms Friday night and into Saturday. We'll be watching this period closely. Notice what happens. This is a cold front, and temperatures will slam on the brakes as we get into the weekend. We'll go from highs in the 80s today and tomorrow to the 60s Saturday. And then, You're seeing that right. We're in the upper 50s here to close the weekend on Sunday, and we'll start early next week in the upper 30s across the area on average. Some folks in outlying areas might get close to seeing frost here early Monday. That's a look at your forecast. Be blessed and be a blessing today. Thank you for stopping by Tennessee Valley Weather.